What's up, everyone? TikTok has officially been shut down. I was on a live. I was priding myself in being the band that continued to play on Titanic as the ship sank, and I was happy to provide solace. I had a fantastic following and community of really cool homies over there, just like here. Y'all are cool homies too, but it it was done. Boofing, greetings, brother, and so we're over here. I was able to pull a few dozen, well, a few thousand. I had 30,000 followers on the schmuck, and I think about two of them made it over to the Lemon app before it was shut down, and maybe 100 made it over to YouTube before the shutdown. So you guys will be seeing Squad. You guys will be seeing Squad come over. We'll have new friends over here. Elizabeth, what's cracking? Don't cry for me. I was making serious money on TikTok, Elizabeth. I don't know if you're hating or not, but I was making serious money on the schmuck. It was paying bills, it was paying for trips, it was paying for gas, it was paying for rent and groceries. And I was getting love, YouTube. I was getting love on the videos, YouTube. Maybe you could learn a thing or two, YouTube. But point being, I'm a bit sad. That's all good though, because that's 150 million people dispersed, and they got to go somewhere. So, the perk of YouTube is it pays way more for ads, because you can have mid-reel ads on YouTube. Therefore, you can make you get paid. That's why, if you guys didn't know, you get paid more on long form content, because you can put ads inside of long form content. You can't do that with shorts on any platform. That's why I don't make as much, because there's not much ad revenue. That being said, we might be killing it now. This might have been a huge win for us. But when I did go, no way that much. Oh, for sure, boofing. Well, because I had a TikTok shop. It was really that much what? That much money, or that many followers? I had a ton of followers on the talk. I put out a video that got 115,000 views in a week, last week, and put out videos with tens of thousands, 5,000 here, 10,000, 20,000, 15,000. I would kill for those kinds of views on YouTube. If I got those kinds of views on YouTube, I would have bought a house, for real. If I had the views on Tube that I had on TikTok, I would have been able to afford possibly a house. I make upwards of $15 per 1,000 views on YouTube, which means, oh my God, I would have made, so 15 bucks, 115,000 views. What even is that? Let's see. Someone do the math for me. And some of my videos, they get higher than $15. Depending upon the content, I could get upwards of $20 to $25 per 1,000. So with that one video that I made on TikTok being paid, I would have made $1,725 on one video that I made last week. That's why I was putting out content on Schmock and not on YouTube. I'm not talking to you guys, I'm talking to YouTube. Which is crazy. That's one video. That's the kind of money, that's the potential. Whereas what I got was, I think I got $1.15. Now $1.15 per 1,000. So instead I made, no. I got paid like something like almost $100, I think. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Anywho, oh, Plant Lady, what's cracking, Plant Lady? Plant Talk loved me, man, and I loved Plant Talk. What are you selling on? I was making biochar, and I was selling my frankincense seeds, and I was selling my copal trees. That was it. That was it. I sold 100 orders of my biochar at about $25 a piece. What was that, $2,500? So, and that took me, well, that took me a while. That took me probably 8 months to sell those 100 orders, which was $2,500. That's not that much, but the views are where the money's at, and so the potential is good. Now that TikTok is going, Plant Lady, it cut us out. So I was live. Plant Lady is from, everyone say hello, Plant Lady. She's squad from TikTok. Everyone give Plant Lady a warm welcome. Be nice, welcome her in. She's homies. Plant Lady, welcome to the dark side, Plant Lady. I was live and it literally cut me off. It said the ban has been enabled and you are now shut down from TikTok. You know what it also said? I screenshotted it. It said, fortunately, Donald Trump has told us that he's willing to work with us on reinstating TikTok. So sit tight. So it sounds like TikTok's coming back. No one knows when, or at least they're dangling a carrot in front of our faces. Maybe that's just to pacify the crowd so we don't go ape shit. Who knows? Who knows? If I were president, obviously I would say that to make everyone happy, because that's what presidents do. They say shit to make people happy. So I wouldn't get your hopes up. But it was at least stated. It was at least stated. R.I.P. Buffon, yeah. You got thousands. I had a ton of views. Yeah, plenty. Oh, I'm sorry, not hitting. I just never got into TikTok. Maybe because there's all kinds of old people on TikTok. Everyone was on TikTok. My dad was on TikTok. It's just like everything else. Facebook used to be for young people, and then everyone was about it. Instagram used to be for young people, and everyone was about it. TikTok used to be for young people. It's just that young people are more open to new things. So whenever something new comes along, young people don't give a fuck. Whereas older people don't like change, and they're a little stubborn in their ways, and so something new comes along, and then they go, and then the kids get into it because the kids don't care, and then the old people go, see, it's just a kid thing, when in reality, we all should have gotten on TikTok years ago, because that's where the serious money was. A lot of people are on YouTube, but not like TikTok. Not like TikTok. So, we slipped. Elizabeth John, we slipped hard. We should have been doing the dances, Elizabeth John. We should have been doing the dances on TikTok in 2019. Like what's his name told us. Who's the dude who's always freaking type A trying to tell us to sell shit at garage sales? Gary V. We should all listen to Gary V in 2019 and done the stupid dances on TikToks, but we should have done. But we did. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Such is life. Imana, what's up, Imana? Oh, well said. Nice, well said. TikTok indeed. TikTok indeed, Imana. We'll go ahead and pin that message. That's well said. You guys like our epic melancholy background music? It's called Fallen Kingdom. Emotional medieval cello and vocal music. It reminds me of Skyrim music, though, is what it sounds like.
If you or a family member experienced
all right. Facebook is for old people. That's a geriatric site. Now it is. Facebook now is a geriatric site. That's hilarious. I saw that message too. A lot of businesses will be impacted for sure. Do I follow this lady that made like oil extracts? Like 300,000 followers, and she was killing it. She was always posting like 40 orders going out, 50 orders today, 20 orders today, 75 orders this week, and the orders were like 20, 30, 35 bucks for single. I would imagine a few of those are multiple orders. Like, a lot of people got shafted hard. A lot of people got shafted up real hard. I feel bad. I do. I do. Plant Lady, did you create a YouTube channel, or have you always had YouTube? Out of curiosity. Let's see. I'm gonna look on your page right now. Oh, joined 2011. So you've had YouTube for a while. Q Reeves is live right now. Oh no, he just uploaded. Should we do a live with Q Reeves? It's been a while. What's up, everyone? Hello, come on in. The water is not fine. The water is freezing right now. I don't suggest going in the water. However, come have a seat. Dry your wares. Have some ale and some pipe weed. Mikasa is sukasa. We're gonna have, you know what we're gonna have? In lieu of R.I.P. to the schmuck, to the schmick schmuck. This is for the fallen brethren. I was fortunate enough to already have an established YouTube because we started here, but a lot of the brethren in Sistren and reptilians did not. A lot of the brethren in Sistren did not. Oh, what the heck? My lighter's out of fluid. Oi, are you bummed about it? I bet you are, man. Ice plunge. You'll all live. Not a cult of personality, of course. So many things. We wouldn't expect you to understand. Not a cult of personality. We wouldn't expect you to understand. I was converted myself. Not to throw any shade towards you, but to state a sentiment is all. There was a degree of merrymaking. There was a degree of merrymaking that I appreciated from my personal taste buds. You know, it's not for everyone. It isn't. But, however, that being said, it might be a huge opportunity for us. I think it is. So I meant to ask you guys, what would be a good kind of sigil to create? Maybe we can brainstorm on this. What would be a good sigil that we can create that capitalizes on the ambient global consciousness of the TikTok ban? Because there's a lot of juju floating around right now, like homeboy just said, or homegirl just said. There's a lot of TikTok funerals out there, which means there's a lot of energy out there. Yeah, you see where I'm getting? You feel me knocking? Do you feel me knocking? That's where you're wrong, not a cult of personality. That's where you're wrong. That's where you're sorely mistaken. If I may speak freely, that's where you're sorely mistaken. Because my friends had I've had friends where their spouse quit their job because the other partner was making so much money with their shops that they were able to buy houses, they were able to get themselves out of debt, they were able to get rid of shitty jobs and raise a family the way they wanted because I had 2 friends that were that way, and that's just me. That's just 2 friends of mine that I met on there. That's not the ones who made more money than that, who made less money. I was making money on that. So basically what you're saying is, I don't care that you're no longer able to support your family the way you once were, Keith. Right? You know what I mean? So it's not, if I may speak freely, if I may speak freely, not a cult of personality. I don't mean to come in hot on you per se, as much as to come in hot on the idea that you portrayed. It seems unfair, the statement that you made, because that's where my head is at. I was just telling a story. You might have just come in, the story on this woman I met. We met through my frankincense streak, because I posted a lot of plant stuff over on the schmuck. That was how I got my following. It was mostly plant stuff. I had a few spiritual hermetic bangers. It was both. It was plants and sorcery was the title of it. and I made a video on frankincense extract and boswellic acids and how they interact with the body and the history of frankincense trees. And she made frankincense products. So we vibed out, we became homies. And she was like, dude, she was the person. Like, I was able to quit my job. My husband quit his job. We're making a fortune. We pulled ourselves out of debt. I'm so thankful for this. And now I'm sure they had a big enough following to where I think they'll be all right. I went on her YouTube. I went on her other platforms. She didn't have quit your job numbers. Certainly, she didn't have quit your job numbers. I understand what you're saying, though. I understand that that there's a quality of energy there where it's like, woe is me, get over it, because I am over it. Like, I'm already seeing the potential possibility of the growth of my channel. I'm actually I'm not happy it happened, because I wasn't making enough money to quit my day job either. I was making enough to pay rent. But that being said, it opens up an opportunity for my channel here to grow, and the potential for money is way higher on YouTube than it is on just about any other platform. So if you guys are thinking of making YouTube channels, now's the time, is what I'm getting at, because there's a lot of refugees out there. There are hundreds of millions of refugees out there, and that's wonderful. So I hear you, not a cult of personality. Like, stop the pity party. Well, but have the pity party as long as you need to have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be a Debbie Downer and be like, get over it. But I will, in some aspect, be like, figure it out. Us occultists, right? Us transmuters of energy know that this is chaos, and we know that chaos is when things become undefined. The playing field becomes a little more leveled out. You know what I mean? That's why people destroy things when they're unhappy, because to destroy something is to even the playing field. Think of revolutions. Think of storming the gates of City Hall type of actions and burning things to the ground. The idea is to level the playing field. The playing field has been leveled a little bit for all the remaining social media platforms. So the occultist plays the woe is me card for a little bit, enough to process the emotions, and then it gets back on the horse. And right now, we own that horse, and we making moves. So I hope I didn't come at you sideways too much. Not a cult of personality. I felt called to directly respond to your question. I appreciate it. I appreciate the type A masculine approach where it's like, pull yourself together and fucking charge through. That is a quality of energy that we need more of, I assure you. I appreciate that outlook. I promise I do. But I also appreciate the other side, the acknowledgement of the loss the acknowledgement of loss before we dust ourselves off is where I'm at. I like the balance, you know what I mean? I like them both. I like the yin and I like the yang, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm gonna go read you guys' comments, so if I black out for a second, that's why. Imana, Plant Lady, I saw that message too. TikTok, Facebook, or old people. Oh, Bufo Brian, how's it going, Bufo Brian? I'm posting on my account the last video when TikTok shut down. It was literally with your TikTok video in the background. Crazy, it was your video when the closed note. That's what I planned. I wanted to be the last video. I wanted to be the last thing people saw on TikTok. And we had a lot of people on the live too. I was making the joke over on TikTok that I wanted to be the band on Titanic. You know, on Titanic when they're like, good night, Edward. Good night, John. It was good playing with you. And they're like gonna go their separate ways, and they decide, no, John, I will actually continue playing. And they all play together until the ship sinks and they all die. Like, they all died in real life. That was a true story. That actually happened on the boat. They all died. I wanted to be that dude where I was like, I will play music for you, Schmick Schmock. I will play music for you until the ship sinks. And we did it. And I wasn't expecting it to end that early. Honestly, I thought it would be at least sometime during the night when I was asleep. There was a rumor that it was to be shut down at 8, and I was like, nah, that's too soon. And it ended up 7:33. I screenshotted it. It was actually 7:33 when it shut down. Print t-shirts that says RIP Tick. See? That's the kind of energy I need in here, Elizabeth John. That's the kind of energy we need in here. Print shirts that say RIP TikTok. That's what I'm fucking talking about. I say, Elizabeth. I say. I don't use TikTok. I never did, but Sigil, I don't know. Coinkadink. The loss of camaraderie and connection that was built on there will be missed for sure. That's also something that there was a different energy. I would be sad if they shut down YouTube. Like I was sad when they shut down the Schmott. I'd be sad if they shut down IG. In this realm of spirituality, there are some avenues of study that talk about inanimate objects, or that talk about even concepts and ideas becoming autonomous entities. And I believe that these social medias, because we literally pour so much into them, in a way become their own types of sentient energies. Etheric, digital, sentient energy, to a degree. And they'll have their own flavor, right? I mean, you're not going to get that flavor here. So that's so well said. The loss of camaraderie and connection is, communities can be rebuilt, and they will be. Not a cult of personality. Amen to that. Communities can and will be rebuilt. That'll be on the back of the t-shirt, Elizabeth. The front will say RIP TikTok, and the back will say communities can and will be rebuilt. Bluntly, some businesses in my town were on the news talking about how much revenue will be lost, a fortune. You know where that revenue will go to? Amazon. That's where that revenue is going to go, Amazon. I wouldn't bet my left testicle that Amazon played a part in this, but I would consider it. I would want to sell my left testicle to make, or to bet my left testicle that Amazon had played a part in shutting this down. I won't, but I would want to. Yes, we are permitted to hold space for the collective grief. I say. Money stress sucks. Fuck, it does, man. Money stress is awful. It's like, we won't fall into that despair too much, but we will acknowledge it. Imana. I love that name. That's an old Sumerian name, is it not? Imana was the goddess of love and like sexuality. Imana was a babe, right? Imana was a babe in the Sumerian pantheon, I believe. All good. We vibe on a lot. Nice to meet you too, not a cult of personality. I'll sub for now. At any point, not a cult, where you're like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna unsub, please do. I do not. I appreciate your, what's the word I'm looking for? I appreciate your, I don't know, like your diligence and discernment of what you engage in was what I'm getting out of you, and I appreciate that. I do, wholeheartedly, sincerely, genuinely. We need more. Honestly, we need more of that. A lot of people are just passively going with the flow, very unbalanced, don't discern, don't consider things deeply, and if you're bringing that energy here, you are welcome all day long. For the last song, Titanic were found on a sidewalk. What does that mean? For the last song, Titanic were found on a sidewalk. Those shirts already printed, guaranteed. I know, real talk. I'm sure there's a whole slew of clothing that was planned out weeks ago for what happened. You gotta start paying me. Hello, Cheryl. I don't know that. I don't know that it's an internet handle. Imana, look up. I want to say. Hold on. Imana, Sumerian. I want to say they spell it with an I. Oh, Inanna, not Imana. Inanna with an N. Close enough. Goddess of love, fertility, war, wisdom, and justice. She was one of the most important deities in the Mesopotamian pantheon. Inanna, I know her very well. I thought that I was thinking that I confused them. I confused them. I think about this a lot. Inanna, the Sumerian goddess. I like the mushroom poster. I know that thing holds it down for me. Isn't it the vibe setter? It's like a, what do you call it? A coffee table piece. I'm growing. I have a bag of mushroom mycelium, mushroom spawn, to my right, of some wood-loving, wood-dwelling species. The funny kind. And I'm planning on making a really nice outdoor patch in a shady part of my backyard so that we can have some nice flushes, you know, during the time of years that meet the criterion for them, if you catch my drift. I'm excited. I haven't done it before, but we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. Terry Robinson, what? What's up, Aunt Terry? I was like, let me make sure this is my aunt. Hello, Aunt Terry. How's it going? Nice to see you. We're talking about the fall of TikTok right now. I don't know if you ever saw my TikTok, Aunt Terry, but I had 30,000. I was pushing 31,000 followers because I just had a viral video take off last week. Yeah. Where would we be without mushrooms? We'd be neck deep in undigested plant debris, I think is where we would be. Yeah, mine went down too. Mushroom up should be another t-shirt. Mushroom up. Booka, booka, booka. He could still create his own RIP TikTok. I could. I mean, yeah, I could do it better. And I actually have a platform in which to launch it from. So I do have a leg up. I was trading meme coins using Photon. This is our RIP. Our RIP smudge stick for all those grieving still. Give the fam my love. Talk later. Oh, love you too. I will. Ariana always brings you up. I'll tell Ariana you say hi too. And Atlas. Please, Mrs. Robinson. Imana, what's your forte? I'm on your YouTube right now. Clairvoyance, magic, and hypnotism. Nice. Hypnosis script for increasing sensory awareness. That's dope. I like that a lot. I would love that, actually. You got some cool stuff over there, Imana. For real, how do you guys feel about the plasmoids also? Is that a plasmoid video? What is that? Sorry. Jack of all trades, I feel ya. You like the music, Cheryl? I know, I'm considering if I should. You guys want to talk about anything specifically? I'm getting cold. You guys want some fresh peeled grapefruit? Woo! It's intense, but the void. Oh my god. My main content, not a cult of personality, is Hermeticism. Audiobooks. I don't make too many audiobooks anymore, but only because they take an extraordinary amount of time. Maybe I will bring it back though, now that... Anywho, my main content is Hermetic teachings, specific of the Kabbalion or the Corpus Hermeticum, Emerald Tablets, alchemy in the sense of the way it's presented by Hermetics, and our lives are all based on that, or just chilling and hanging. It's a philosophical musings on the world coming from the lens of Hermeticism. More specifically, teachings like law of vibration, correspondence, which is as above, so below, the law of gender, cause and effect, vibration, polarity, rhythm, correspondence. I think that's all of them. And so I approach problems, or we talk about your main spiritual, your main talking points in spirituality, and I do my best to refine them through the lens of Hermetics, which means I do a lot of deep dives into mainstream topics like law of attraction. And I'll say stuff like the law of attraction is not accurate in the world of at least Hermetics and alchemy. The law of attraction says like attracts like. For example, like of attraction, or law of attraction says like attracts like, but this isn't true. Because if like attracted like, then two positive poles of a magnet would attract each other, but they don't, they repel each other. So it's more accurate in the world of esotericism and the likes. What's more accurate is to say that everything vibrates, and to match the frequency of another thing stimulates that thing and yourself through resonance. And then I'll do my best to apply scientific reasoning behind that. And I'll say, for example, resonance is something that occurs in physics, where if two objects share the same frequency, they will have harmonious vibrations amongst each other that will multiply and amplify those frequencies. For example, you have a violin string. The string is tuned to the note of E, which is a specific frequency. You play that note, the violin next to it, the E string on that violin will begin to vibrate. You can, in other words, vibrate things without touching them simply by matching their frequency. Another example would be the singer that shatters the glass with their hand. You know, you hold up a glass and you see the woman and she sings and you see the glass start to vibrate. That's resonance. The glass, when you hit the glass, all things have a frequency. This bowl, so that sound is a note on the musical scale. If you match that note and you play that sound next to it, the bowl will vibrate. It will, without having to touch it. And if you have enough amplification behind that vibration, you can shatter a glass. And so I do shit like that. I'll be like, okay, it's not the law of attraction, right? Because like, sometimes like attracts like. I'll even say more often than not like attracts like. But what's most accurate is such a thing exists as vibration, that everything is in movement, nothing is at rest. And that movement is represented as an oscillation, that oscillation as a frequency. And if you want to stimulate that thing, you match the frequency. And if you want to evoke that frequency more, you crank it up, you amplify that frequency. And that's how you, quote unquote, attract what you want. So you don't think in terms of attraction, you think in terms of resonance. And so I'll do shit like that. That's what I do on my channel. I have thoughts like that. My lens is Hermeticism and alchemy. And then I'll do talks like that. But then we'll talk about aliens and shit. We'll talk about plasmoids. We'll talk about whatever, dude. We'll talk about the state of affairs. We'll just hang out like tonight, hang out and talk about the fall, the fall of the Roman Empire that was TikTok. You know what I mean? That's what we do. That's what we do here. And my computer is about to die, which means our music is about to. A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. How much? I have 4% battery on my computer, which means the music, our vibe setter is gonna die. What makes Elon dangerous? You know what makes Elon dangerous, in my opinion, right off the bat, is when he talks shit about Nikola Tesla. There's an old interview from like 2006, and the interviewer brings up, hey, you named your car Tesla. Like, what's good? Do you like him? And he said, actually, no, I don't like Tesla. And the tone of his voice, his mannerisms, everything, he was like, fuck that guy. And his reason was, yeah, Tesla was a brilliant man and a genius. He said, but he didn't know how to bring things to market. He didn't know how to make money off of his inventions, so they were useless. I'm paraphrasing, but pretty damn close phrasing. And it's messed up because Tesla's whole thing, Nikola Tesla, was like, I don't want to charge people. It's free energy. Why? We have other fish. Tesla was like this. If we give people free energy, we can free their minds up for reaching for the stars, for creating, you know, we satisfy their basic needs so that they can we can expand their consciousness in other areas, physically, mentally, spiritually. And so we wanted to give it away for free. And that's, of course, if you guys follow the lore, is why his stuff got burned down, his documents went missing, yada yada. Some friends became enemies, some enemies became friends. You know how this shit goes. And I saw that video and I was like, I do not trust that man, not one bit. I do not trust that man one bit. When he posts about Dogecoin, I buy, because I know Dogecoin's going up and I make money off of it, because I'd be a fool not to. But I do not trust the man, not one bit. I don't trust that he's launching far more rockets into space than he said he was. I don't like that he's blanketing the planet with 5G radiation. I don't like any of it. I don't like any of it. I don't trust the man, not one bit. I don't trust the man as far as I can throw him, and I imagine I can throw him about a foot or two, which isn't very much. So that's how I feel about Elon Musk. You don't talk shit about my boy Nikola Tesla, especially in that matter. Especially in that manner. That tells me that Elon Musk isn't about expanding the consciousness of mankind. It tells me that he's about making a, not that there's anything wrong with making a profit, but it tells me that that's his sole focus. And if your sole purpose is how do I make the most money off of something, then that's boring to me. It's just plain up boring. It's not exciting. It's what are you gonna do with that money? How are we? And I'm not saying he has to give his money away. I'm not a communist. I'm not a capitalist. I would say I'm more of a naturalist. I like to observe the natural tendencies of nature. R.I.P. background music. Like the idea of capitalism, in that the accumulation of wealth tends to happen in the top 1%. And you could say that's not fair, and I can say, well, it might not be. But if you look at the ecosystem in the Amazon rainforest, the resource of light energy is captured by 1% of the organisms in the forest, by the tree canopy. A dozen trees can capture, 12 trees can capitalize on 95% of the sunlight in an area that hosts 100,000 organisms, right? So the idea that resources accumulate in a small percentage of the whole happens everywhere. Look at your playlist in Spotify, your Spotify yearly recap. You have I have thousands of songs in my libraries, but of my top listens, only 10 songs probably get 60% of the plays. There's actually a word for this. There is a tendency for attention or for resources or for things to accumulate I think it's called the 70-30 or the 80-20 or some shit like that, right? So I'm not anti-capitalist. I'm not anti-communist. I believe in balance. I believe that we're not stupid and we should be able to do both. We already are doing both. Sorry, I'm rambling at this point. Your question was, how do I feel about Musk? I don't trust him. Could I be wrong? For sure. For sure. Is he doing a whole bunch of good things that I don't know about? Sure. Uh, sure. But don't try. Yeah, that's where I stand. Oh, Lunico, it's nice to see you, Lunico. I just got the message. It's gone. I know. On the note of Tesla, he had a lab where I live, and they never taught us about him in school. That's dope. Except Elon works on only one frequency. Definitely going to like it here. Oh, and every sense has a different frequency of him. All right, but I gotta go say goodbye to my mother. She might be leaving right now. Hold on. We're going inside to the domain. Mom, you still here? Oh. Well, we've been live long enough, right? Hold on, let me just check the comments before I go. I'm glad that you're a fan and not a cult of personality. I'm happy we had a good dialogue at the beginning of this video. Thank you for the thought, the food for thought. What's your thoughts on Christianity? Oh my God, I don't know if I have time to get into that. Gnostic Christianity? I would even say I'm to a degree a Gnostic Christian for sure. But I say that loosely. It is a great question, Imana. Let me see any. I think we should talk about Elon Musk being a dangerous human. I agreed. Yes, agreed. I'm gonna clean my camera screen first. The human body operates. What makes Elon dangerous? In your opinion? I think I answered that. Elon, I just got the Lunico. It's nice to see you. Lunico, everyone say hello to Lunico. She is also from TikTok. Everyone give Lunico a very warm welcome. I think there's a cap on being poor. There should be $1 million cap on being rich. That's interestingly stated, Imana. I think 1 million isn't nearly enough. If 1 million is the cap, then you need to lower the prices of everything else, because I'm trying to make hundreds of millions myself. Like I said, I'm not anti-making money. It's just if I was making money, I'd be building pyramids. I'd be rebuilding Tartaria. I would be fucking researching lucid dreaming and developing lucid dreaming spaces in the etheric realm. I'd be putting, instead of putting millions into sending billions, hundreds of millions into sending rockets to Mars, I'd be spending hundreds of millions on like geoengineering 50-story trees that bioluminesce at night, right? I like science too, so I might, maybe you shouldn't give me money because I might go dark side. I know a lot of you guys are anti-gene altering. I would probably alter the genes of plants to do some pretty wild shit. I'm not gonna lie. I would make like house-sized Venus flytrap plants, dude. I would go nuts. I'm not gonna lie. I would. I'd be. I don't know. Point being, I'm a plant dude. I like plant. I like plant. I love plants. I love science, spirituality, exploring consciousness. That's where I'm at. That's right. My mom's saying, I feel you on the Gnostic Christianity loosely. What's up, nomadic God King? That's going to be our jobs as light workers. Imana, speechless. All right, I'm going to go chill with my mom before she leaves. She's been here the whole time, but I wanted to go live on TikTok before I got shut down. That being said, everyone, I love you guys. RIP TikTok. That's okay. We'll keep the vibe going here on YouTube. I got you guys. Y'all take care. Nomadic, Imana, Elizabeth, Lunico, not a cult personality. Who else we got in here? Cheryl, Lady Harris, Plant Lady, if you're still here. I'll see you guys soon, all right? Peace out.